Welcome to part 2 of how to draw a portrait in pencil. Part 1 video showed how to prepare your paper, and this section will now show how to render your measurements, as I have here in my example. To begin, we start by looking for all the areas that fall onto the crosshair lines. Begin by simply marking them out on your photo. As you get more experienced, you could skip this step. After this, we will transfer these marks to our drawing paper. We want to now draw our crosshairs onto our drawing paper. These hairs should be drawn lightly, so they can easily be covered by your shading later on. Simply use the points you marked out previously using a ruler. Again, do these lines lightly. We're going to take our reference photo and fold it along our crosshairs. If you were drawing on a larger or smaller scale than your photo, you would eyeball measure this part. When the photo fold is against your drawn line, simply make some light ticks on your drawing paper of the areas that fall on it. You will do this for both the vertical and horizontal line. I'm now going to start figuring out the placement of the eyes. If something is slightly off or near your crosshair lines, simply draw lines extending down onto your crosshair line. This will help in figuring out the placement of the object. You can then do it again to figure out the height. I've kind of created a box or a placeholder of the area to place my eye in. What we're going to try and do now with these points or marks is simply connect them. At this stage, I'm standing and looking down on my drawing to ensure I am correct. This also allows me to easily and quickly compare my drawing with the photo. You can see I also match up my two horizontal lines with each other when putting them side by side. I do this again when using the vertical line as well. Your drawing or connecting of the marks at this stage should still be very light. I pay attention to the angles and the relationships between positive and negative space and the different facial areas. If you have a hard time figuring out some angles or slopes, draw lines coming down or across. It will help you notice when the turn starts. So now I'm just marking out the easy parts and the general shape or outline of the head. If you notice any errors, don't erase, but simply repair. When I get to the nose, I like to look for that ball. You'll notice most noses have it. I actually draw this on my photo and my drawing. I also use those extending lines so I can see where it fits on my horizontal crosshair. I really pay attention to the direction of the lines in the nostril area. and the spaces between the sections. Students can often make an error here by not noticing the space between the nostril and the bottom of the nose, as well as the curvature of the nostrils as they go out. Note how close my reference photo is to my drawing. I am constantly looking and referring to it. I'll do the same for the eyes too. I still keep it very light and loose. Really pay attention to the circle in your eye. How much of the iris is cut off at the top or at the bottom? Really check the shape and spacing here. I'll then go on to the mouth and start with the middle line between the lips. I'll also look at the relationship between the nose and the mouth, checking how much wider the lips are compared to the nose. I'll also compare it to the eyes. Usually if you extend a line up, the corners of the mouth lead up to the eye. After I finish the facial features, I'll also look and lightly sketch where some of the shadows lie on the face, and I'll block these out lightly in pencil. When complete, it'll look like this. Now I'm ready to start shading, which the next video will demonstrate.